took a lot for many of you to get here.
Yeah.
So really take these few minutes to become present. This is our opening intention together. Yes. Everybody take a nice deep breath in and a deep exhale out. We are so happy you're here. So happy. Give me a small raise of hands. How many of you have been here before? And how many of you is this your first year? Wow. Take a look around. Catch eyes with someone you haven't met before. Every year we open this way. We're here to open the energy and set it together for the entire festival. So that's when I say take these nice deep breaths. Take these nice deep breaths. There are so many hands that went into creating this for you. And many of those hands are sitting in the audience. Yeah. Woo. Take a minute and really think about that love. All that it took for you to get here, right? Give yourself that same love, right? Come on. Come on. Yes. I'm here, right? Say it. I'm here. Yes, you're here. I love this woman, Julie, so much. She's a sage. She would sage all of you, sage and cedar all of you, smudge all of you if she could. Beautiful.
what's going on here for us as a ROOTWIRE family over the weekend. But often we'll set an intention that is intended to take us out past this weekend. And I spend some time looking at patterns and what's going on in people's lives and try to determine, like, what's the best way we can serve you? What's the best way that you can serve yourself? And in looking at our lives and the things that I've been listening to here and outside of ROOTWIRE, it seems like things are a little chaotic for a lot of people. How many of you have been having some stress and chaos in your world? Yeah. Yeah, we all experience that too. And for a long time in our lives, I think that when life got difficult, when the waters got troubled, we'd get a little scattered, and then we'd recenter ourselves, or we'd reground, and we'd be all right for a little while. And over the course of the last year, especially the last 6 months, and kind of increasing as time has gone along, it seems like those waters are staying more and more turbulent, and staying centered and getting ourselves righted has been more and more difficult. So I wanted to spend some time this evening getting our sea legs back in a much more permanent and sustainable way. So when I look at life and I look at the world that we live in, everything is energy, so it's always in motion. So I always equate living a balanced life to getting your sea legs. How many of you have ever been on a boat? Like a boat you had to stand up on and get your... Okay, do me a favor. Stand up for me, please. Okay, so I want you to just leave your eyes open for a minute and imagine that you're on a boat, right? You gotta have some motion. If you stand still and your knees are locked on a boat, what happens to you? You get thrown right overboard, right? So get some bend in your knees and just, you don't have to go crazy. It's not storming right now, but a little bit of motion. And think about how when you're on a boat, you have to keep your center of gravity here, right? As the waters change, you have to change. And after a little while, it feels like you're in stillness when you're on that boat. When really, if you put yourself on ground, you'd be in motion, right? The world is in incredible motion. The vibrations that you live in these days, the vibrations that we create, the things that we're co-creating as a human race are faster and faster. So close your eyes for a minute, stay in motion. You're on a boat, you don't want to fall off. Close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath and feel that motion. This is your life. This is how you move. Every bit of the life that you've been living up to this point has been in some form of sea legs. But the things that you've been carrying on your boat may actually have been preventing you from really being the best possible sailing vessel and navigating factor of your own life. So take a couple of deep breaths, breathe in, and think about experiences in your history. Exhale. Times when your boat seemed to sail perfectly. Everything was going easy for you. Smooth. They just fell into place. Pay attention to your breath. Pay attention to how you feel. Times that we're happy, times that we're joyful. And then I want you to take your boat into some places that maybe were a little bit more difficult and look at how well you kept your sea legs, or how difficult it was to keep your sea legs and navigate your boat in places that were challenging, places that felt difficult, places that felt unsupported or unencumbered or encumbered in your world. And in your mind, I want you to get a vision of you, yourself, being this boat in the water. And in your vision, I want you to see the anchors that have been cast off the side of your boat and anchoring you into things that don't serve you or weren't serving you at that time, that are not serving you now. If you've ever seen a boat in a harbor or at a dock, it's lashed to a dock. Sometimes we throw ropes out and lash to other people, other things, maybe for survival, maybe because that's what we needed at the time. Sometimes someone throws a boat to our ship and we tie it down, and it's their patterns. It's the things that they taught us, how to be a good human being in their version, what was their right thing to do, rules, beliefs, all of these confinements trapping our boat from moving freely. When you tie a boat down in rough water, that water beats that boat. And many of us are feeling very much like it's difficult for us to navigate anymore. So I want you to imagine that you are untying these binds. Every rope that has been thrown to your boat and tied down that is preventing you from sailing and navigating your life with ease, from operating your life from a place of choice. Every anchor that has been dropped somewhere that has told you how to be, who to be, what to be, when to be, pull it up. Everything that is binding your boat is released from you. Let them go. Send them to source. Give them back to who gave them to you. Anything that you've thrown out in an attempt to try to control something else, release it. And leave yourself with just your own vessel, free to sail, free to be. So in your vision, in your beautiful boat that is you, that is completely free to do whatever it feels resonant with at this point, no matter what that water looks like, whether it's completely still or becomes incredibly stormy like our lives sometimes do, your boat is much better suited to handle those things because there's nothing keeping you down. And I want you to take a couple deep breaths and relax. Keep your body in motion. You're on a boat. And feel what it feels like to be in this body, in this boat, without these entrapments. And just focus on your breathing. Breathe in and exhale gently. Your boat is at ease. Just focus on your breath and the ease in which you are navigating. Breathe in. Gentle exhales.
All the ties that have been cut from the boat, all the weight that's been unearthed. Begin to look at your boat, looking at how the vessel is that you're moving through life with. And look at the boat. Where hasn't the boat not gotten any love? Where does the boat need to be repaired now that the weight and the ties have been cut and the weight lifted? And really look. We've been feeling out of control, afraid, weighted down, chaotic. Go back to this boat this boat of yours and look at it. What needs to be repaired? Begin to call back those pieces that have been lost, those pieces that have been cut.